Capping your source with some more gameplay of Advanced Warfare, and this video marks the beginning of my video series that are loosely based around Black Ops 3. We're going to be talking about, Black Ops 3 of course in specific, but we're also going to be talking about things around Black Ops 3. So whether that be Advanced Warfare, the changes Advanced Warfare did, how Advanced Warfare compares to Black Ops 3, how Black Ops 3 compares to previous games, what Black Ops 3 needs to do right, all those sort of things I'm going to be covering to give you guys sort of a better impression of how Black Ops 3 should be, or how it could be better, or how we could improve it, or whatever it may be. And I just want to make Black Ops 3 a really fun game, because I mean we do have a month left, and I really am counting on Black Ops 3 to be a fantastic game. It's Treyarch, so I'm assuming it's going to be fantastic already. I played the beta a lot, and it already looks amazing. Everyone else is saying it's amazing, so I'm pretty sure I just gotta wait a month and play, one of the best Call of Duties of all time, I guess. But I wanted to start off this series with talking about Advanced Warfare, which some people say is already dead, or some other people still say has some life in it. It's very controversial in that regard to talk about Advanced Warfare like this, to say when it died, when people already have such controversial opinions. But I do have to say that, whatever your opinions may be, I do have to say they have updated the game so much since the game came out, whether it be patches or just flat out giving you guys new gear. There's new loadouts and guns coming out all the time. Sometimes, the Atlas Gorge was released. I mean, that's been happening for some time now. But it's just nice to see updates for the game, and it helps people sort of grind to the game, whether it be, getting more supply drops, or, well, in that regard, it is getting annoying. Supply drops are a topic for a different video, but I mean, just a little bit ago we got the MP40 and the 1911. I mean, those supply drops are annoying at times. It does give people something to look forward to. So anyway, that's what I gotta say about that, and let's move on to the main topic of this video. I'm gonna start out by flat out saying I really like Advanced Warfare. I thought the changes it did were really necessary, especially after the crap fest of Ghosts. Oh my god, I can go on and on about how much I hated Ghosts and how much just the community hated Ghosts. Ghosts was just not a good game. The multiplayer was very poorly done. The biggest problem I think that me and a lot of people have with Ghosts is just the playstyle of it. Whether it be the time to kill or just the maps in general. It was a very campy based game. A lot of people would just sort of set up their tents and just pitch up and just camp, and it was a really nice change of pace when Advanced Warfare came in with all the changes, and just the fact that it was a very much better polished game than than Ghosts ever was, excuse me, and it just made everything better. Now, of course, if we're talking about Advanced Warfare, we got to be for sure talking about exos. I mean, it's the biggest thing to talk about. It's the biggest change, and I mean, there's a lot of goods and bads to it, but I mean, whether you love them or hate them, you have to admit they changed the entire game. I have to say that twice, but it's such a big change, and it's such a welcome change from Ghosts, because just the movement in Ghosts was just so bad. I mean, if you played Ghosts, then you know all about camping and tents and making fires with wood and having bathrooms that smell like crap. So Advanced Warfare's biggest emphasis of mobility was huge and fresh. It changed the game up so well. I've said this so many times, but it's such a big thing that it did, and the entire game as a whole is so much more fresh and new and ambitious than any other COD has come out for a while now. Of course, Black Ops 2 was very well done, but I think Advanced Warfare is a little more ambitious than Black Ops 2, just because it does change things on a much wider scale. It's a more general change rather than a sort of specific tweaks and changes that Black Ops 2 did, which I'm not saying are bad. I'm just saying they're not as ambitious as Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare, though, did greatly satisfy people's complaints that COD was getting boring and stale, and that it was copy-paste, and every year it's just a new filter, like you're on Instagram or whatever social media you use just to change the filter on your photo. That's basically what people said Call of Duty was. But the overall point I'm trying to make here is that Advanced Warfare had a better lifespan than several games before, like Ghosts, because that game lasted as long as like a toaster makes freaking toast, I guess. So bad. But the thing with Advanced Warfare, I want to talk to you guys about when did Advanced Warfare die, because Advanced Warfare is sort of the game that really changed things up, and I want to say that sort of generally for a lot of people, I would say it died around summertime. Summertime is when a lot of new games started coming out. We had Arkham Knight, we had some remasters of some games too, and with E3 and all, a lot of new games were getting hyped up and stuff like that. So really, when you come back to play Advanced Warfare after all that, it's a little bit depressing. It's almost a little bit disheartening, because you're sort of like, oh my god, there's so much time until the new games come out. What do I play now? I don't want to play Advanced Warfare because I'm so hyped for the new games. And I would say about that time, 6 months is probably when people decided where they want to go and play different games, or move on. And I know some people are like, oh, after a week I'm done with Advanced Warfare. Warfare, or like even after a couple of years, I'm done with Call of Duty in general, just when the new games come out. But for me, I really think that I can last with Call of Duty a long time. Advanced Warfare, I'm still having fun with it. I play it all the time. Ranked play is a lot of fun for me because I just love the competitive aspect of it. I think it's very well done, and honestly, it's such a big part of why I game and why I love gaming a lot. Moving on, I mean, it's just sort of the fact that, you know, it's a lot of sort of people's personal opinions. If you like exos, if you like movement based, then I mean, for you, Advanced Warfare probably didn't die that quickly, or maybe it's still alive for you, depending on how you play it. Pretty much the main people, or the main audience who plays Advanced Warfare nowadays, it's just like the competitive audience, the hardcore Call of Duty players, the people who buy Call of Duty every year, the people who love it, play it all the time, etc., etc. And the people who didn't do it, obviously, are going to be people who don't like Call of Duty so much, or just flat out didn't like exos, or whatever it may be about Advanced Warfare. So I just want to sort of give you guys an impression that, you know, there's no real way of saying when Advanced Warfare died in like a specific time point. The best I can give you, like I said, is June, but I mean, it really depends on the person. However, if we're talking about Ghosts or something like that, then of course, like, probably like 2 days is how long Ghosts lasted. So as far as when it died, that's how I would say, you know, it died. It sort of depends on the person. As far as how it died, again, it depends on the person for when. But for those who did say it is dead, there's so many reasons. It could be the fact that the exos are just so new. They're not used to the verticality of the game. They're not used to the fact that, you know, the guns are just killing sort of much quicker than games like Black Ops 2. And, you know, sort of the fact is that the guns kill quickly, but with all the movement going around and stuff like that, it's hard to aim. So things like sniper rifles and LMGs, they had a little bit of a harder time aiming because, you know, they have slower ADS time and just generally slow handling, which meant that long range kills and sort of just sticking to a less mobile playstyle just wasn't as effective for those classes. And I really feel like that's sort of the biggest fault of Advanced Warfare, that it really does cater towards mobility. And if you're not a fan of exos, if you're not a fan of verticality in gaming and all that stuff, which 2014 was pretty much a huge year of verticality in FPS games. I mean, we have Titanfall, we have Destiny, we have Advanced Warfare, and then of course in 2015 we have Star Wars Battlefront, Halo 5, and Black Ops 3. Battlefield Hardline sort of had a verticality thing. It's not as, you know, critical as games like Black Ops 3 or Advanced Warfare, but it did have the verticality in the buildings and all that stuff, so it did sort of play into that. And I like that. I mean, I like verticality in games. I think it adds a lot of new dynamic to it. I think, you know, you have to be much more cautious about the way you move around, and you have to play a little bit more carefully, or you have to play a little more aggressively depending on your playstyle. It allows a lot of more room for sort of play styles and new mechanics and new movements and whatever it may be that you like to play the game. It allows for that. You know, Sledgehammer is relatively new to the game, so a lot of their tweaks and bugs and stuff were very sort of different than what we expect from, you know, things like Black Ops, especially because, you know, with ranked play, the way they did ranked play was just not preferred by everyone. I think, you know, League play did do a good job. I'm hoping Arena mode in Black Ops 3 does a better job. I'm assuming it does. We'll have to watch out for the ban and protect system, but I want to talk about Black Ops 3 in a later video. And that leads me to the end of this video, because we are done talking about Advanced Warfare and how it died and when it died, because I think the biggest thing we have to take away from this is when Advanced Warfare died is a pretty good thing. It lasted much longer than several Call of Duties before it. I would say around the same time as Black Ops 2, just because Black Ops 2 is a little bit similar to, you know, previous COD games, but it did so many new things to tweak the game and make it fresh-ish compared to Advanced Warfare. It's not as fresh, but it's definitely very fresh. It's very new. It's very exciting. It's very innovative. So I think that did last a long time too. It's a little more competitive as well. But, you know, I think Advanced Warfare, the main thing we got to take away from this is that how it died. We got to make sure that, you know, Black Ops 3 doesn't die in the same way, that, you know, Treyarch really does address these concerns. I'm not sure if they're going to watch this video, but if they do, you know, hi, what's going on? Give me some money just for giving you guys ad revenue and just making sure that your game runs good. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I will catch you on my next video. Subscribe to give me YouTube money, and peace out.